going on, people? It's your boy DLB back with another discussion. Today we're going to be talking about the multimedia functionality of the PlayStation 4. As of right now, Sony's pushing the fact, hey, we're all about games, we're all about the gamers. Which, in both perspectives, both Sony and Microsoft, I completely understand the directions that they're taking. Microsoft's stand was, hey, before we get to E3, we're going to show our multimedia features. We're going to show the other things that our box can do. Everybody knows our box is about gaming. That's what we do. That's what this console's for. And then we'll talk about the games at E3. A lot of people disagreed with that. They didn't like the way they did it. I got it. I understood it. Why talk about multimedia at E3? Let's just focus on that now. And then at E3, we're going to show you what you guys care about, which is the games. Sony's approach has been different. Now, I understand Microsoft's approach, and I get it, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it, because you only have a certain amount of time at E3 to talk about stuff, so I get it. They want to show people, hey, this is what you can do outside of gaming. Sony's approach was totally different. They're like, hey, we're a gaming console, we're a gaming console, we're a gaming console, we're about the gamer, and we're a gaming console. And a lot of people have resonated with that. They're like, yo, man, yes, Sony, that's what I'm talking about. Gamer. For life. That's me. I'm a gamer. And so I get it and I understand it. Because essentially the people who are going to be buying this console day one are what? Gamers. I showed you my shirt to show you how big of a gamer I am. You don't wear this if you're not a gamer. So, you know, they've been preaching to the choir, letting the choir know, hey man, we're still about you and we're all about you. And again, I understand their approach. But now what I would like to see from Sony, because unlike a lot of people's like, oh, I don't want my console to do this. I don't want my console to watch TV. I don't want my console. Yo, you guys need to take a chill pill. Like, who uses a product for just their core functionality? I know I don't. Like, if that was the case, people would have a phone to take calls. I don't know. Some of you guys may not remember this, but back in the day, they had this thing called a two-way pager, and it was literally only for texting. That's literally all it did. So you would have somebody with a cell phone just to make phone calls, a two-way pager just to text, and, you know, a GPS system for their GPS, a compass, a full-blown map. You know, instead, nowadays they're like, hey man, let's put all this thing into one device. And they're called smartphones. So I don't get why everybody's all up in arms with their console doing more than one thing. Like, I don't get that. I want all my devices, if it makes sense, to perform more than one functionality. I think TV, games, and movie all go hand in hand. Don't you guys? I mean, I do. So I'm curious to see what Sony's multimedia functionality is going to be. Netflix is already there. That's good. You know, the features that are there, that's fine. But how are we going to take this to the next level? One thing that they did that I was very impressed by was, and multimedia by all means doesn't just mean television, it means anything, music as well. But one thing that impressed me with their E3 conference is they brought out the CEO of Sony, of their movies division. And something I've been wanting for a long time and thinking that Sony could do to dominate is they own everything. They own music, they own television networks, they own movie studios, they own MGM. Like, they own a lot of different movie companies. I've never understood, like, yo, you guys own stuff. You guys own content. Microsoft and Nintendo don't own jack. So I never understood why they didn't use it to their advantage, and it took them to their fourth console to finally get that through their thick skulls. And I believe a lot of that has to do with Kasurai. And, I won't go too deep into that, but I think he's the reason that the PlayStation 4 is what it is. I believe he's the reason that the PlayStation 4 is going in the direction that it's going in. And I thank him. And I knew the moment that he became CEO of Sony Corporation that the next PlayStation would be extremely different. And it is. And it showed when you had, again, the CEO of Sony's movie division come out on stage at E3. And I'm real curious to see the things that they're able to do. Now I want to see Sony Music get involved with this as well. Because with Sony owning content, the sky is the flipping limit for them. So, what's you guys take on it? Do you guys just want to see just Sony just focus on games? Like, obviously that's going to be their focus because this is what the PlayStation brand is about. But that's my thing. I want to see what else are they bringing to the table other than the games. Because I'm obviously buying this because it's a gaming machine, but give me other reasons not to turn this off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their goal. They don't want you to turn off their box. They want you to be connected as long as possible. So I'm really curious to see what some of their multimedia functionality is going to be other than the gaming side. And hopefully we'll hear about some of that at Gamescom, but I don't think we will because I think that we are a gamer's console. I think they're going to keep that going well into the launch. So it may not be until after the console launches that we finally figure out what their multimedia functionality is. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully people like me who do like to use these consoles for other things than just playing games, we actually get a chance to see what's coming from Sony. Until our next video, I'm out, you guys. Peace.